Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel City Education. In our previous video, we were discussing about selection sort and then we have listed down the several important points that how and what selection sort is about. We have discussed that it is about what brute force method and it is based on the comparison methodology. If you remember, we have wrote how basically the algorithm works, that we scan the entire list and we find the smallest element and exchange it the first element. Then we get started with the second element and then we iterate again the entire list and exchange it with the second element, smallest element with the second element, and we keep repeating this loop until we get you know, the one element left in the array, right? So in this video, we are going to take an example to understand what I mean, and in our follow up videos, we are going to see the algorithm, right? So if you understand this and my previous video, you will understand the algorithm very easily, or you yourself will able to define the algorithm, right? So considering that, let's say example of an array, okay, which has element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's say it has a 6 element, array of 6 elements, and we need to sort using a selection sort. So what I did, if you remember, I was saying that you start first with this guy, 92, and then you iterate through entire list and find the smallest element available and exchange or swap it with the first element. So whom you need to swap? With 92. What you need to swap? The smallest element available. So if you go here, okay, so if you go down here and see what is the smallest element available, you will see the smallest is 90 or this 2. So you need to swap this with this. So if I swap directly, can I write this way? 2, 92, and other things remain same, 14, 18, 62, right? Then what I say, then get started with the second element. The second element is 36. Go down and figure out the least element present in the array. So if you figure it out what is the least element, then 36, if you see 14. So you're gonna swap this. So 2 remains here, 14 remains here, 36 gets swapped, others remain same. Now same, we're gonna start with the third element. So third element is 36. Go down in the array and figure out the least element present in 36, which is 18. So what are you gonna do? Swap it. So 2, 14, 18, 36, 92, 62. Now again, get started with the fourth element. Go down in the array, figure it out any element present least than 92, smaller than 92. Yes, we have, which is 36. Swap it. That is 2, 14, 18, 36, 92, 62. Again, check for the fourth element, sorry, fifth element, and go down in the array. Do you see any element present smaller than 92? Yes, we have. Then what you do? You swap it. So if you swap it, you get 2, 14, 18, 36, 62, 92. Now if you see here, so 92, only one element is left. I'm sorry. So if you see only one element is left, so we need to stop, right? So what I was saying in the previous video, in selection sort, we scan the entire list to find the smallest element and exchange with the first element. So that we did. From here, we took the first element and we scanned the entire list and figured out the smallest element and we exchange with the first element and we have exchanged. This is the exchange operation we have done. Now in the next iteration, we scan the list again. So we scan the list again, we scan the list again from the second element to find the smallest among n minus element and exchange it. Now you're going to exchange with the second element. And then we are going to start with third. Then you're going to start with fourth and then you're going to start with fifth until you are left with the only one element in the array. So this I can say this is a sorted array. So this is the quickest way to see selection sort. But internally what happens, there are other things also. I'll explain. So if I talk about this is iteration 1, this is iteration 2, this is iteration 3, this is iteration 4, and this is iteration 5. So if you observe one more thing, that how many elements we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we had n is equals to 6 iteration, sorry, n equals to 6 elements, and how many iteration we had? We had 5 iteration, and we got this sorted array. So can we derive, if we have n elements, we'll have n minus 1 iterations. So remember that whenever you have n elements, you need to do a n minus 1 iteration, and your array will be sorted in that. Now exactly if I give a quick go through about what happens exactly internally, this is the quickest way to solve it, right? For example, in your question, it is asking for 2 marks to show all the, sequences of selection sort, right? What all sequence the selection sort goes through. You can quickly write this way, right? You just pick first, go down, check the element, swap it. Then go to the next element, go down, swap it. Then third, then fourth, then fifth, then sixth, right? We'll take more examples to understand this. But actually what happens, right? What I'll say this index is minimum, right? Now I will compare this minimum index with all of these elements, right? So consider on a higher level, you consider 92, I will consider minimum. Okay. When I will consider 92 as minimum, then I will compare my 92 and 36. So 92 is greater than 36 means I have a minimum. So I will change my minimum to this. Basically, we play in the indexes. So I will change the index rather than the element. But to explain you, I am talking in terms of the elements, right? So I will change my minimum to this 36. Now my minimum is 36. Now I will keep iterating it and figure it out if any element present and less than 36, I will again upgrade my minimum. So if you see 36 is less than 36 is greater than 14, means 36 is minimum. Oh, sorry, 14 is minimum. So my minimum gets updated, right? Then same way. So 14 was my minimum, 14 is greater than 2, this is my minimum. Now 2 is less than 18, so my minimum remains same. 2 is less than 62, my minimum remains same. So what will happen? Now whatever the minimum we get at the end, we swap it with the first element. Then in the second iteration, whatever minimum we get at the end, we swap it with the second element. Whatever the minimum we get, we swap it with the third element, and so on until and unless we get only one element left in the array. So don't worry, with this method, I'm going to take one more example next to this video so that you can check out how actually you can see what all comparisons are done. And then we're going to start with the algorithm. So stay tuned for the next video. And if you like this, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.